All right, so what I like to think about here is when you breathe in through the nose, you're just kind of slightly holding that tuck of the pelvis. You're not tucking underneath yourself, you're just not allowing the pelvis to drop back into that anterior tilt. You got to hold it in that neutral position, bracing here, so we're using the hip joint, not allowing the pelvis to drop. Okay? So when I say that, you're using the hip joint for the movement, where you get the movement from. You're not allowing this to move too much and creating movement through a lumbar. Okay, so feeling the way through the heels, breathing in through your nose, blowing out. As you blow out, I like to drive, same as that serratus reach, you're driving with the elbow to get a serratus reach.
I think my arms are too long to do that.
No, just drive your elbow like that. Just think about your shoulder dropping. So it's not really this that's moving. Anyone can do it. I know about your arm.
How's that look?
Yeah, drive the elbow forward. Hold like that. And you're pushing up on the bar. Yeah.
Like that?
Yep. Just go to as much as you can. Sink, just allowing that ribcage to retract. Okay. Air out, sit down. Brace. Push through the heel. Up. Good. So I like to, when you're getting that when I say the elbow is driving forward.
Oh, okay.
And I also keep driving up as I'm coming up. That allows that the ribcage to stay back. So if we're here, sometimes we can use the back to help us get up.
Yeah.
So it's that compared to driving and keeping that nice neutral spine, and you're just using the hip joint as the movement.
Okay.
Rather
Makes
than
sense.
that.
Okay. Yeah, it's keeping
From there,
everything straight.
Here.
Yeah. That's a good cue. Alright, I'll do another set. And yeah, run over what you just said before about, can you feel this, can you feel that?
Okay. Right now, I'm feeling this really on and strong. So when we're blowing our air out, we're pulling the rib cage, bringing it back in. We're not rounding our spine. We're not rounding out to get our air out. We're blowing out and we're pulling the rib cage in using those obliques. Tightening, pulling the belly button in, sitting back into the hip, putting weight into the heel, and you're sitting down. Try and drive those elbows forward more. The more you can get those shoulder blades away from the spine, think you're going around like that.
So I'm actually like pushing up.
It can help just to create some space to get your shoulder blade around you. But keep pulling the belly button in and just hold that tuck. Hold the tuck, but you can still fold using the hip joint. not your lumbar spine. That's better. When you push back up, you should feel right underneath the glute first. You're driving the heel in, and then the rest of your foot can push a little bit more as well. But I like to really feel the heel first. Don't let the weight, it's not that it's bad feeling the front of your foot, it's just I want the weight to be feeling through the heel first. Feeling that heel, the glute, then you'll feel the toe as you're coming up a lot more.
How's my elbows going?
Yep, go again. Belly button in. Blowing out, feeling this. Sitting down. Good, pushing in through the heel. Rack it off.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Was there any other common mistakes that people do that you notice?
I think it's just knowing how to, like, there's that idea of no knees over toes, or don't be in your toes too much, like all these different things of you can do this, you can't do that, and it's just a confusion. I feel if we're stacking a rib cage and pelvis properly and allow the hip joint to do its job, holding really tight, blowing out to then sitting down and feeling the weight through the heels. If we're transferring the weight too far, if we start to go in the toes here, then we get that happening. Then we're just it's all quad and we're pushing. Yes, we're doing a squat, and yes, we're working a quad. But we want a glute and a quad and a hamstring all working together doing a squat. You don't want one thing becoming dominant in that area. So holding that stack area, sitting down, you're going to feel the glute more here. And then as you come up, then you'll start to feel more of the more of the quad, because you'll feel more of the weight even out. Not so much that you're driving forward into the toe, because I'm driving through the heel as much as I can, but I'm still feeling the front of my foot as well.
And you can see how straight your back is when you're blowing all the air out, when you're in a good position.
It's getting that air out from that rib go, boom. It's not that, it's not tucking the pelvis up underneath myself. It's just most people's pelvis is like that, and their back is on and it's tight, and then they go and squat in that position and wonder why they've got this back pain. I was like, okay, tight, hold nice and tight, then go through the movement of squat. Okay. Another thing too, when you're doing the squat, tight, don't initiate the movement as knee forward. Initiate the movement of breaking at the hip first. Breaking at the hip, and then pretty simultaneous. But too many people go and they break at the knee, and this hasn't moved. So then they just start transferring forward, and then that has to balance out, and they kick their bum once again into your back again. So it's brace, boom. As you're going down, it's sitting back into the chair, not sitting back into the chair. It's allowing the center of mass drift back. And as that starts to drift back, the knee starts to unlock, and then they go together. Okay, so it's hip back, sitting down together.
For anyone who doesn't really know what to do with their breathing throughout the set, could you show us that? Like how to breathe properly?
So the whole thing is get that big Valsalva maneuver, right? Brace. People wear weight belts and all that sort of stuff, big heavy lifts. Now, there's a difference from professional weightlifters and powerlifters and all that sort of stuff. I'm not in that category, nor do I want to. Okay? And they're in a league of their own. So for us as general pop to compare ourselves to people that do that, they've done it for years. That's not something you just go straight in and do. They're years and conditioned in a way that that's their sport, that's what they do, and they're really good at it. For general pop and reduce injuries and risk of anything, the strength you gain by getting your air out, bracing. So air out, internally rotating those obliques, rib cage, obliques on, transverse, diaphragms up, pelvic floor as well. Now we've got this dome effect. It's going to support the spine like nothing else. Without the pressure of and all that, you know, increasing the blood pressure and the stress in the head and feeling like you're bearing down on your pelvic floor. Getting your air out allows the pelvic floor to sit where it should, to hold everything. Yeah? So when we're doing that, if you can't get under load, get your air out, go down and then back up without feeling like you need to hurry up and breathe, you've got breathing issues. Yeah? Well, I'd be going back and working on some breathing then, which is why I do start all of my guys with breath work first. The exhale is more important. Getting a long forced exhalation out, being able to pause and hold. We want to be able to pause and hold that for 25 seconds. That's where you want to be at. You feel comfortable there. Building that resistance, that carbon dioxide. Understanding that is important, first and foremost, is crucial for all of the movements you're going to do. The breath, if you can't, that's why we'll then try and compensate, because if I'm under a squat and I get my air out and I can't hold my air out for long, which most people can't, they're blowing out and they need to quickly breathe straight back in, 1 or 2 seconds or 5 seconds max, then of course the squat's going to feel like run out of breath. So I need to get air in again. So breath work's more important first. Get that right. Spend some time, quality time doing that, which we can do a lot more of. But the air out, squat down, back up, and you can breathe in as you're coming back up. But what is crucial, and it's about breathing in and out. If you can't breathe, like go through a movement and breathe through that movement, you don't own that movement. If you feel like you need to hold your breath to do the movement, you don't own that movement. You need to be able to breathe through that movement. So I should be able to sit here and breathe in and out and come back up without any movement and change through the rib cage. Why? Because I've done my work doing my breath work, getting my obliques to support my spine. If I want to breathe and expand a rib cage, which most people can't, expansion of that rib cage is crucial. That real expansion from here to here, here to here, that's 360 degrees, not belly breathing. Belly breathing needs to go. Gone. No more belly breathing. No good. Great if you're a yogi sitting in the hills, but if you're an athlete or someone who wants to walk around without pain, stop belly breathing. We do not need the air to come out into the belly when we're doing our lifting. Okay? So, really important, the tension you gain from your obliques, from your exhale, you must be able to maintain that. And I'm talking to you right now, breathing in and out, and I've still got that same tension from that first breath out. That's what I want when I do a squat. That's what I want when I do a deadlift. It's what I want when I'm doing a press, bench press, everything. When you can get that first exhale, feel the tension, then still breathe, talk, walk, do whatever you want to do. Move. This hasn't moved. That's still tight. I've got that on. Yeah? You let that go, everything falls apart. So that's the main thing that I work on first and foremost, setting that foundation of knowing how to hold and control this while we create movement. Now you've got an athlete.
Yeah.
Now you've got a performer. Now you've got someone that's going to reduce a lot of risk of injury.
Perfect. Awesome. That was amazing.
Cool.